Welcome back to another Pokemon Market Monday, your one-stop shop for all your Pokemon information. We go through last week's sales of sealed Pokemon products and Pokemon cards that are currently going up in price. And we do also cover any big Pokemon news like cards or sets that get revealed. And if I do see any good deals in here, I always try to throw them in here too. But before we get started, we do have to give a big thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is Collectr. This app is the best of the best when it comes to tracking your current collection. They have over 1.5 million products tracked with over 25 different TCGs. And you can even go to the home page and scroll all the way down to the bottom and you can see my profile and you can see what's in my collection. Because I feel like if you're going to sit and watch and listen to somebody every single day, you should be able to see everything that's in their collection. And then too, they have so many different features, but if they do need to work on something or maybe add a new feature, please let us know down below in the comments. They just added the new set analytics feature, so you just have to update the app to get that. But yeah, definitely check them out. You will not be disappointed. All the links are in the description. But all right, let's get to it. Hop into PokeBeard here. Says we got 3 Pokemon Center special boxes releasing in Japan with unique Pikachu promos. And you guys know how these unique Japanese Pikachu promos do. They usually just go crazy. And there's some very nice looking ones. But it's to celebrate the reopening of Japan's Pokemon Centers. And there'll be 3 special boxes for each store. It says it released today on the Pokemon Center's website for 2,090 yen each. But yeah, check these arts out. Very, very solid. You know, a lot going on with these cards. But yeah, usually these cards get pretty expensive. This is my favorite one where Pikachu's riding on top of the shiny Gyarados. But yeah, big fan of these. All right, next we have Celebrations. Nothing really moving for Celebrations. There's a few things up like a buck or two. Then we have Evolving Skies. The booster box is still right around 18 to 1900. The ETBs are still around 300. We got a couple new sales for the Pokemon Center ETBs, but these sell a lot more on eBay. Last sold on TCG Player is 756, 750, 699. That is for the Umbreon Pokemon Center ETB. And we will check the other one right here. Last sold is 794, 774, 774, 789. Again, barely any sales on TCG Player. All right, next we have Crown Zenith. Look at that ETB, $171. Last sold 166, 180, 170 with a small tear. And the high is 186. But I am so happy that I stuck with my gut and I did not listen to anybody else. There were so many people telling me that Crown Zenith is like the most overprinted set of all time. These ETBs are going to be cheap forever. But I kept just picking them up at $30, $40 for as long as I could. And I'm so happy I did now because it's such an awesome set. And here's the thing that I feel like a lot of other Pokemon YouTubers are not saying. And it's kind of going to be hard to hear. You know, a lot of these people in the hobby are not going to be here like a year from now. You know, if the ultra modern stuff drops down in price and you can find it at every single store, you know, the stuff that's still in print, you're not going to want to pick it up. I know right now it seems like you'll buy everything, but when you see it at every single store, every single day, you're like, I'll grab it next time. I'll grab it next time. And then eventually you're not grabbing it at all. I've seen it so many times, not just with the last boom, but we've had 3 or 4 really big booms and I've seen it every single time. So many people, you know, they want to pick up a ton of boxes, but when prices actually come down, they just don't want to collect Pokemon anymore because it's not super popular. It's not super hot. So that's why you just always got to stick with it. Yeah, I'm so happy that I stuck with my gut and I kept picking up Crown Zenith when everybody kept telling me, you know, it's the most overprinted set of all time. But when you're getting that awesome of a set for $30, $40 in ETB, you can't go wrong. It's also, in my opinion, the funnest set in Pokemon history to open. The best pull rates. I mean, some amazing, beautiful arts. All right, what else we got for Crown Zenith? The Sea and Sky Premium Collection still keeps going up, even though I swear we keep getting more of these randomly. Last sold 150 with rips and tears, 161, 175, 161. But there's a ton of packs in there, though. That's a crazy amount of packs. Then we have the Booster Bundle, still climbing. Last sold 84, 78, 88, 79, 86. And we got the tins. Here's the Moltres tin. Last sold 67, 74, 89, 89, 85, 60. It's good to see. And we got to check out the Zacian and Zamazenta box, which I cannot find right now. I don't know why they'd be on the second page. But these are also doing very, very well. Last sold 179, 179, 175, 199, 167. All right, next, 151. Not a ton of movement for 151 besides the ETBs. They just keep slowly climbing up. Last sold 250, 249, 243, 249. This is for the regular ETB, 235. Next, we have the Pokemon Center ETB. Last sold 488, 503, 503, 510, 499. Probably one of the best products, if not the best product of the entire Scarlet and Violet era, to be honest. And I also want to see if the booster bundle's up at all. Market price $69. This thing just keeps going up and down, up and down. Last sold 74, 73, and 63. All right, next we have Prismatic Evolutions. We got the regular ETB bouncing back a little bit. We just got them in Costco. Got down to about $95. Now last sold 106, 97, 106, 112, 102, 97, 106. Still pretty expensive for an ETB. Would love for that one to get a lot cheaper. I don't have very many of the regular Prismatic ETBs. Let's check the booster bundle. This was also in that Costco bundle. Got down to 59. Now last sold 68, 62, 63, 62. But yeah, no joke, nothing else is going up in price. It's just the regular ETB and the booster bundle. And like I said, it's just a few bucks. But everything else is down a few bucks. Next, we have Destined Rivals. Same thing, we got nothing moving up for Destined Rivals. I did notice the Build and Battle box is selling for almost the same price or a little more than the booster bundle, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, regular ETB, market price $86. We will check the booster box. Market price $250. Last sold pretty much every sale at $250. We got one at $265 and one at $275. Very good to see. Would love for that booster box to get cheap. Next, we are getting into it. We got the Darkness Ablaze booster box. One of the worst sets, if not the worst set in the Sword and Shield era. Last sold $258, $250, $275, $255, $270. But yeah, this just proves even the worst sets can gain value. It just takes time. Next, we have Paldea Evolve booster box coming up a little bit. Last sold $310, $310, $303, $293, $292, $308. Next, we have Twilight Masquerade. Last sold for Twilight $260, $260, $267, $282, and $235. Next, we have Temporal Forces. Last sold $217, $214, $217, $219. Next, we have the Darkness Ablaze ETB. It was $36 a year ago. I remember people offering me the Darkness Ablaze ETB for like $20. They just wanted to get rid of it. Last sold $80, $80, $69, $69, $80. Next, we have the Lost Origin regular ETB. Last sold $107, $107, $98, $110. Next, we have the Astral Radiance regular ETB. Last sold $90, $80, $90, $90, $80, $80. But yeah, when those Sword and Shield booster boxes went crazy, you know, I knew the ETBs were going to follow. It just takes a little bit longer for them, and they don't go up as crazy as the booster boxes. But next, we have Rebel Clash ETB. Last sold $260, $338, $250, $240, $224, 6 of them at $215. But yeah, if you guys did not know, Rebel Clash, again, one of the worst sets in the Sword and Shield era, but we got like no reprints for this set. So I'm curious what set we're going to have in the Scarlet and Violet era that just does not really get any reprints, because I would assume we're going to have one. I feel like it's just kind of tough to reprint everything for every set, so there's going to be a few products or like maybe a set that just doesn't get a lot of reprints. But I remember opening up one of these and I literally got nothing. Like not one pack had any hits, and I was very disappointed. Thank God I saved one of them, but still, I wish I never would have opened that ETB. But I was chasing rainbows. So next, we have the Pokemon Go ETB. This is the Pokemon Center one. Last sold $115, $122, $125, $131. Next, we have the Pokemon Center Astral Radiance ETB. Love how dark this one is. Last sold $125, $124, $127, $135. 3 of them at $135. Next, we have the Brilliant Stars Pokemon Center ETB, just slowly climbing still. Last sold $162, $160, $135, $144, $179. Next, we have the Silver Tempest Pokemon Center ETB. Last sold $199, $190, $190, $199, $180, $175. Next, we have the Fusion Strike Pokemon Center ETB. Last sold $389, $374, $350, $339, $340. All right, next we have the Surging Sparks ETB. So this was at $41 in October. Now last sold $115, $107, $107, $120. Next we have the regular Paldea Evolved ETB. This was $75. Now last sold $94, $94, $95, $130. It's crazy. Next we have the Paldea Pokemon Center ETB. Last sold $305, $338, $330, $299, $354. Next, we have the Obsidian Flames Pokemon Center ETB. This was at $342, came all the way down to about $310. Now last sold $330, $330, $315, $325, $310, $330. Next, we have some 3-pack blisters. We have the Lost Origin Regigigas 3-pack blister. Now, I'm a big fan of 3-pack blisters and sleeve boosters and stuff. I still would much rather have booster bundles, ETBs, Pokemon Center ETBs, and booster boxes, because these, rarely sell. I see a lot of people stocking up on this stuff, but they've never really actually tried to sell in the market. And if you look, there's barely any sales of this. We literally had no sales in all of May for this 3-pack blister on TCG Player, and one sale so far in all of June at $44.99. And before that, it was $30. So that's the thing about 3-pack blisters and stuff. They can take a while to sell for sure. Next, we have the Fusion Strike 3-pack blister with the Eevee. Last sold for this one is $60, $49, 6 of them at $45. But even Fusion Strike, one of the most popular sets in the world right now, gets an average daily sold of one of these per day, and then they have 102 sold in the last 6 months. Then we got Chilling Rain 3-pack blister with the Snorlax, last sold $44, $39, $39, $32. Yeah, there's 4 sales in all of May and 1 so far in June, with a total sold of 51 in the last 6 months. And then we have the Sword and Shield 3-pack blister. Last sold for this, $44, $39, $39. As you can see, there's 3 sales. I think it says 6 total sales in the last 6 months. So 1 sale a month. Next, we have the Brilliant Stars 3-pack blister with the Leafeon. Last sold $25, $32, $34, $31. But yeah, so they will gain value. It just takes a while for them to move. Next, we have the Team Rocket's Wobbuffet Pokemon Center Stamp promo. This was at $54, got down to about $44. Now last sold $60, $65, $64, $53, $53, $64. And there's barely any cards going up right now in price, so it's pretty tough to find any. But we do have the Ends Reshiram Journey Together stamp promo. So there is a rumor going around that the Journey Together Enhanced Booster Box is not going to get a reprint and we're just going to get the regular ones. Which, if that is true, we obviously don't know. That's going to be super crazy, and this promo will do very well, and the Enhanced Booster Box will go crazy. Especially, that's the only Scarlet and Violet Era booster box that was enhanced. I'm kind of shocked we just got one of those and it was done. I thought Destined Rivals was maybe going to have it, which would have been awesome, but nope, just Journey Together. Last sold now for this promo was $25, $25, $24, $26, $15. We got a lightly played at $20. And this got all the way down to about $10. But I'm a little upset. I was really hoping it'd come down in price a little bit more, like $6, $7 before I stocked up on some of them. I think I only have 2, and I got them at a card show. Next, we have the Cynthia's Garchomp EX. So this was at $214. Got down to $193. Now last sold $210, $199, $220, $220, $206. Next, we have the Team Rocket's Nidoking kind of doing the same thing. Was at $108. Got down to about $90. Now last sold $98, $125, $97, $94, $97, $105. But all right, we're going to hop to eBay here. Checking out some Black Bolt Japanese sales for Zekrom. So we got the Black Full Art Zekrom at $312, best offer accepted. We got the SAR Zekrom at $165, best offer accepted. Black Bolt Booster Box at $93, $86. We got a couple more of the Full Arts at $300, best offer accepted, and $330. And another of the SARs at $169. I'm so curious to see what the prices are going to be for English. And here we have the Reshiram. So here's the SAR at $175, best offer accepted. And for the white full art, it sold for $315. And another one at $320. And then we have the Japanese booster box with shrink wrap at $115. And we do have the white Reshiram full art at $295, would be the cheapest that I've seen. And another SAR at $190. And to end it off, pretty much the rarest modern Pokemon card of all time, and that is the Chinese Mew EX. This thing just went crazy. I was talking about this card probably a month ago, where I had it in the video, and sales were like $4,000 or $5,000. I was hoping it was going to get to like $3,000, and I was going to try to get one, and it literally doubled in price. So we got a basic CGC 10 at $8,300, another one at $84. We got one raw at $9,000, best offer accepted. We do have a CGC Pristine 10 that sold for $17,700, and a PSA sold right before that at $16,450. We had a factory sealed one right here at $9,000, another one at $9,000, best offer accepted. Here's another raw one at 7,100. Basic CGC at 10, but be careful, they're finding a lot of fake versions of these. So if you guys are actually thinking about picking one of these up, make sure you get them from like a legit seller that you 100% trust, because that is so much money to just get a fake card. But yeah, a little disappointed. I was really going to get this at like $3,000, and now it's just gone crazy. We did have a PSA 10 sale before at 14,200, so it looks like it's going up still. And also, in my opinion, I think this is the best Mew art we've gotten for Modern. I think it blows the bubble Mew out of the water. Some people might disagree. I think it's much better than the Mew promo from the 151 UPC, but I just think it's beautiful. But all right, that was today's Pokemon Market Monday, and I will be going to Card Party in Tampa Bay, Florida next week. So please let me know down below if you guys are coming, and you can definitely hit me up or come find me at the show and we can go shop for some cards. And I got a couple cool video ideas. I'm going to try to get some other bigger Pokemon YouTubers to be involved. So it's going to be an awesome time. If you guys have never been to Card Party, it's the most fun I've ever had at a card show, hands down. And they're going to have almost 1,000 vending tables, which is like Collecticon level. But it's pure Pokemon, and there's going to be so many other Pokemon YouTubers there. There's going to be some insane rare stuff. So definitely check that out. And then, of course, if you guys like this content, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like, and then leave a comment. And then if you guys want to support more, you can check out my Instagram, my TikTok, or my YouTube membership is only 99 cents a month. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you want to watch my last Pokemon Sleeper Sunday, click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.